Okay, Kadir. So for your growth and inner development of your consciousness, what were some of the changes you had to go through?
First, I want to say Hotep, peace, love, and light to all the viewers. Um, as far as for myself, the things I had to go through was the realization of the reality that I live in, and I found myself living in the clouds, so to speak. Now, in metaphysics, there's nothing wrong with overstanding and embracing the other aspects of the multidimensional universe we live in and integrating it into myself. However, I am grounded in a physical shell right now, and my vibration is trying to maintain upon this vibration of this plane, which is known as Gaia or Tiamat or planet Earth. Now, the influx and the electromagnetic pull on this Earth keeps me subjected to certain ways of thinking in my consciousness based upon the electromagnetic energy that flows through my brain. However, I have to learn to aspire for higher things through my higher self and opening my top chakra in order to connect with the universal thought or universal consciousness, also known as the Akashic light. As far as for myself, I've had to experience a lot of hardship because it seems through these hardships I was able to embrace myself inwardly, because everything through my hardship was always external, and I couldn't have control over these external forces, even though I tried, and when I tried to have control over these external forces outside of me, I found myself beating myself down, becoming stressed out, depressed, and basically comes down is that I had to learn that I don't have power and control over everything. The only power and control I have is within my own cipher, and that's my interpersonal world. And through development of my interpersonal world do I begin to affect the outside forces around me based upon my vibration. I've experienced many things from envy to jealousy to hatred to racism. I developed a tolerance, so to speak, for many things that are just alien to me, and I know that aren't right and exact, and I'm sure that many of us have been subjected to many things in life in which we felt we were powerless to. But I'll just say this is that I found my power, and I was able to empower myself and inherit my legacy of who I truly am and what my true value is, and the possibilities of the establishment of the growth and the evolution of self. We're up against a lot in these days and times, and it's getting pretty bad out there, and we're coming into times, especially with the economic crisis that's about to occur in the summer, with the hike in the gas prices being right around $5, and this is going to be permanent, which is going to cause an inflation in the food prices as well, and many other things. Taxes will go up, everything. So right now it's a great preparation time, and it's truly a time to see what you're really made of. If you proclaim the title of God or Goddess, then you have to live that, and it's through inherited ability, and that's developed over time. And it comes through extensive research, study, meditation. It comes through tolerance, patience, and learning to just understand the human psyche as a whole, because we can't change people. We can only change ourselves. And I used to find myself getting angry at people because they were a certain way, or they thought of a certain way, or they developed personal philosophies which did not resonate with me or I didn't agree with, and I found myself at uneasy terms with people. But now is the time that I realized that I have to develop myself and follow my own path. And along the journey, I meet people along the way, and they're all part of my growth and development. Some are beneficial and helpful. I've had mentors, I've had enlighteners, which I respect and honor, and I give thanks to the universe for, and to myself for taking the chance and making a choice to listen and adhere and integrate that into myself. Now, we're going to be seeing a lot of things and a lot of people doing a lot of things that we don't agree with. It's going to make us very angry and want us just to destroy everything. This righteous anger, there's nothing wrong with righteous anger, because it's a natural occurrence when anything's out of balance, because it has to be mayat. It has to be a cosmic balance. What I'm saying is that through all these hardships, I've learned is that you have to stand in there, you have to remain strong. You have to give forth your best effort. And if you say you're going to do something, then do it. We don't evolve through lip service. We evolve through action, because action is energy in motion. When energy is in motion, just like magic, it manifests, it creates. It changes the matrix around us, and we create our reality. So we can either create our own hell, so to speak, in its own sense, our inner hell, or we can break free and experience our own heaven, because I've come to realize that our happiness is internal. And when our internal life is heightened and brought to its supremeness, and that is your legacy. Your legacy is to be able to embrace the supreme legacy in this inherited beautiful gift that's part of your genetics, it's part of your spiritual makeup, whatever you want to call it. It has many names, but it's your right, and it's time to adhere to that and really take the steps to give to yourself, because development of your interpersonal life and the evolution of your own consciousness is a form of loving yourself. And once one loves themselves, then they can love the world and give back. Because I know a lot of us are light workers, and we want to be able to help and give back, but we can only do it. We got to use discrimination and wise judgment in this. We have to learn to love at distances. That's with our family. We have to learn to sever the ties just based upon kinship, because kinship does not make one your family. You have family out here that's the universal family, and it's a movement, it's a divine cause and divine purpose, and it can't be under the precepts of the thoughts of man or philosophy of man, because the original intent of man to be created was to be slaves, and through the blessings of others' good intent, we were given the chance, to have certain qualities that helps us evolve and raise above that. So now is the time to embrace that, because if you're living by the old traditions and thought processes, it's not going to work, because everything has a change. Everything is transition. It's an evolution. It's 360 degrees. It has to go around and around, and in order to break the cycles of sickness that we've been subjected to as indigenous people and beings of light, we have to step outside of that and go a different way, and that way starts within you. Like back to family, if you have family members that just won't get it when you drop the science on them, you did what you can do. Kalas, that's it. Move on to the next, and it's going to be hurtful, it's going to be painful, but one thing I've learned also in my journey as well is that my emotions is what kept me grounded to this plane. And once I was able to overcome emotions to a certain extent, because I'm still working on myself, I'm still learning to deal with emotions, especially my righteous anger that comes forth so much by being subjected to so much disease, mind, zombie-like sickness that surrounds me every day in this plane, and once we realize that it's not our fault that we've been subjected to these things, we came in and it was like this, but basically what I'm saying is self-development is a beautiful thing, and the more you develop your inner consciousness, the more you'll see through the illusions that surround us, because there are so many, and each and every person around you just plays just a minor part. And another thing I've learned is that you can be victim of somebody else's karma. Other people can make bad choices that affect you directly, so that's another reason to learn to separate yourself. And stay to yourself, be introverted, you don't have to get out here and put yourself on a pedestal, because in a way, in a sense, that's feeding your own ego. You can do it piece by piece, step by step, little by little. Every one of us has a different place. Some of us are leaders, some of us are just soldiers, some of us are this, some of us are that, so everybody will play their part, and whatever you feel like your calling is, then I encourage you to go forth and follow that calling.